Everyone. Before we get into tonight's update, I want to let you know what to expect in this update. First, we have to take a look at the DXY as it craters below 105, and it comes right down to our uptrending support about 102.55, right what we were talking about this morning in this morning's update. We also have to take a look at XRP as it only managed to get up to just shy of 38 cents, and it's still sitting at around the 3788 level, even with the DXY having quite the turn down today. And we're going to see exactly what that means for XRP. So this is a very important update because we need to see exactly where the levels are. And as you can see with the Dow futures, it's up 33 points. The S&P is up 4.25. The NASDAQ's up 1150. And the Russell 2000's up 1.50. So that's just what's going on right now in the markets. So I find it very important to do this update and to show everybody, because I firmly believe, and I'm pushing this right now, I firmly believe that in this next phase, I don't know if it's going to be March, could be March, the retail trader is going to get slaughtered. You've already gotten slaughtered to the tune of 80% in XRP, if not more for some of you. But most of the audience here that's been watching since 2021, we've done rather well because we've been out since $1.66 and just started to rebuy in sub 30 cents, sub 40 cents. Sub 40 cents especially, sub 30 cents more so, but sub 20 cents is where we start to back the truck up at. And I believe going back to 2020, when the lawsuit was announced, that's where I think we get to the actual double bottom, where we got to about the 12.8, 12.6 level when the lawsuit was announced. I think that's where XRP's higher ambitions is, and that's where we actually end up rising from the ashes, as they so to say. So make sure that like button, as it really does help push me through the analytics. I would greatly appreciate it, as it really, really does help. And also, I want to thank a few of you. A couple of you have sent me a message and said, hey, so what I was saying was the ones who have said, who have made the comments now, and it actually makes me feel good, but you're like, hey, are you still working out? Because ever since you started your weight training, you're looking a lot thinner. I do appreciate those comments. And today, yes, I've still been doing it. I started 2 weeks before Halloween. Today was my 79th weight training. So I did my weight training today for the 79th time since 2 weeks before Halloween. So I've been doing pretty good. So yeah, so I appreciate each and every one of you who have sent me that message. So stay tuned, because we do have to get into the XRP technical analysis and take a look at the DXY and see what it's doing to Bitcoin and XRP. Make sure to hit that like button. I'll catch you after the intro. Good evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, February 27th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in, as it's the end of this first day of the trading week. In the stock market, at least, most of the markets are closed. There's a few of them that are open till 8 p.m. in the futures market, so, there's a little bit of after hours trading. But anyhow, right now, the DXY is at 104.639, down 0.59% or 62 cents. But I'm going to show you, like we talked about earlier, this is nothing we weren't expecting. Now, the question is it going to hold here? Do we end up holding in here at the 104.56, or does this end up being a topping reversal, and is this the end of it? So we came up to 105.30. We needed to get on top and hold that. That's why that was an important level right there, to come and try to make a push to 106.20. Well, we unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you're looking at it, have not been able to do it. We came back and retested the breakout of what I'm calling the ascending triangle. We have ascending resistance, ascending support. I just happened to take it from farther back and then a little bit closer in here. And now we kind of got this apex meeting right here that's going to take place. It could actually come down to about the 104.47 level, but the first level that it caught it was at 105.55 approximately. So we're going to see if this breaks through, or if the 200-day can hold and then push us back through and over and out. And this is just your typical retracement here. So that's what we have to look for on the DXY, because if that does hold it, the ascending triangle, if you break out of it, that's a rather bullish move. As you can see, though, pay attention. The gold-silver ratio is up to 88.067 to 1. That's extraordinary. Total crypto market cap's at 1.032 trillion. Pretty stagnant still. In the 30-minute time frame, we're on top of the 200-day right now. So we'll see if we can hold 1.03 trillion. If we fail to hold 1.03 trillion, it's going to be a slippery slope here. And we're going to end up coming all the way back to 990 billion. But a way we can avoid that is if we can come up and break 1.049 trillion. So pay attention to those two numbers right there. We've got XRP at 0.3788. Pretty flat. I mean, it feels like we're right where we were at this morning on this morning's update. We've got 377 as a support right now. Earlier, we were trying to see if we are going to use it as support resistance. And again, we're stuck in this area. So unless we hold it here, it's going to continue to kind of use this as a little bit of resistance. But since it fell down, let's be honest, it hasn't really proven it resistance because we haven't come down to the next level. All we've done is fall below, come back up, fall below, come back up, fall below, come back up, fall below. So you could say it's trying to use as a level of support, but we're trying to figure out if this is support or resistance here at 377. So that's what we're watching for. It's very important. So this would be your S1 or R1. We don't know. This is becoming a major pivot point right here at the 377 level. And I'm not saying from your traditional sense, oh, if you take a look by definition, the pivot point or by definition the pivot level is. I'm saying for my map right now, because this is my map of the chart for XRP, so I know what's going on. This is becoming a major pivot level here. And then if we can decide if this is resistance or support, if this becomes S1, well then resistance 1, which would be R1, would be 386. Resistance 2, and I understand you could get rejected here, but if you break the 386 and get on top of it, I would find it hard to believe that we're going to get rejected before we come to the 397 level. Yeah, I like the 397, so I would say 386 and 397 over the top. And then if we lose this and this becomes resistance at 377, I would say 3868, 362. I mean, that would be the perfect way to look at it. So that's the way you would have to look at it. If 377 was resistance, S1 would be 368, S2 would be 362, S3 would be the 355. Right down here at X marks the spot, or 348 at X marks the spot. Because now we're pushing out here. Now it seems like it would have to take until about Thursday for this to happen, if it was going to break down. But if this doesn't break through, and this is a right arm and not some kind of inverted weird head and shoulders trying to maintain itself now, this is a topping reversal. And if this is the right shoulder, it shouldn't come up more than about here. It could come up in triple top here too. That's the thing. Like, we don't know. But let's say this bear flag plays out, because that's what it looks like. This would come down to the next level at 362. That would be your next big point you're looking at. And then the next point of contention after that would be around 348. I mean, it's just that simple. There is the 353, but now that it's pushing out so far, it'd get a lot more sell momentum. Then we start pushing these tricky areas. You break that X marks the spot, we got some fucking problems. And like I want it. As much as I want you to buy some sub 40 cents, we all know the bigger game here. With current environment, we're not going to sugarcoat it here. I'm not going to lie to you to get views. I'm not going to deceive you so that you follow me. I'm not even going to tell you that it's going to go to the moon so that you'll pay for Tom's Army. I'm just going to tell you the truth. And if you stay, you want to be here. You want to know the truth, and you're going to get ahead. And if you leave and go watch the Run Guys or somebody like that, you're going to get what you deserve. But this is real shit right now. And we're talking the big boy leagues right now, because if we don't do this right, we're going to lose all of our money. And if we lose all of our money, we got no shot. So it's been so important to play this right since mid to late 2021, and we have beautifully. Downtrending resistance in the descending triangle is at about 40 cents, still about here. It's not quite 40 cents now because we keep getting rejected. I don't want to say 38 cents because there's always a little overage here. You know what? 38 cents. That downtrending resistance on the descending triangle. How it beat us down over here at 40 cents. Now we got the same thing at 38 cents. I'm telling you, if this forms a head and shoulders here, and this doesn't form, and this isn't a W reversal, because we have to pay attention, because if this is a gigantic W reversal in the 4-hourly, that means this would come up. And we already know it. You know how we know where it would come up to? our other patterns. We already know. And these are all such beautifully different labeled charts, and that's our support. And if we just come here, we've got it all already. I feel like we've already got this mapped out. So let's just say we broke the 38 cents. We know first level would be up here at 44 cents approximately, 4414, and then 48 cents. So I mean, look at the long we could play. So we don't have to be frustrated by the market. We don't have to be frustrated by the market because we already know what's going to happen if it plays through. And this is a much larger pattern here. So when you look at it, and this is the all-time patterns. All-time patterns. So in the current formation, we're in this giant bear flag. This support line right here goes back to 2020. This downtrending resistance, it started all the way up here in 22 in May, roughly. So this uptrending support line goes all the way back to 2020. You break that, you come all the way down here to 2017. You break that, you come all the way down here to 2013 trend line, the uptrend. The key of this pattern right here is you can see even if this is bullish and we break up, we have enough room to come all the way up to about that 44.5, 44.4 like we just showed in the other chart. All of this lines beautifully. You just have to pay attention. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Make sure to hit that like button. As we end out on Bitcoin real quickly, I want to let you know if you want to join me in a live, I'll be on Twitch. I'm going to start doing it about 3 days a week like I used to. It's just I'm hoping to get 5 or 10 people so I don't talk about it a lot. I don't really want a lot of people in there. But if you want to, it's in the video description below. I'm going to be doing it immediately after I upload this. So, Bitcoin. We're still outside of this uptrend. We've tried to get back up in it. Earlier we talked about how we'd come back up and make a run. It was all but guaranteed. We were down here, but we knew we had to come up here. So now we're going to see 23,500. Are we going to get, or 23,520 approximately. Are we going to get rejected in here? If we get rejected by this pattern formation, since we fell outside of this even down here, earlier we were in here and we were trying to play up here. Well, unfortunately, even in the newly formed pattern, we fell on the outside. If we get rejected here at 23,005, let's just say 530, we're going to come all the way down here to 21,966. We would have one chance here. And it's starting to get a little slippery here for us not to break down if we don't get back up inside of here. We could hold this right here. We could hold this. So we have to acknowledge at least that this is a formation that is out there. And I'm not going to act like it's not. We're going to be transparent. So if you get rejected here, you need to hold this uptrend at 23,245 to avoid a disaster. XRP Future Millionaire. If you want to trade XRP in the USA, look at the video description below and or the pinned comment. You can use BITGET and or MEXC. If you can't use BITGET because you need a VPN, go over to MEXC and you don't need a VPN. Also, if you want to join Tom's Army or watch the Twitch live, it's in the video description below and or the pinned comments below. Hashtag be better, do better. Hashtag fight assassins. And remember to help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, we're all fucked. We're all just fucked.